From an early age, kids learn to match shapes. Schools improve when their culture matches a structure to support that culture. Use the 3 types of school model to define the 3 teaching cultures and their compatible structures, and strive for them to align to prevent conflicts as well as wasting time and resources. Which of these 3 best supports the teaching, culture, and practices your school community needs? Let's look at the structure and culture that are a match for each type. In the expert school, it's a pyramid. In an expert school, the expert teacher is trusted to use their professional judgment to teach in the way they see is best to convey the curriculum. If education were a journey, it is their duty to get you to the finish line. In the classroom, they run the show. Think of this as the hire good people and get out of their way philosophy. The expert school, like a pyramid, concentrates authority and decision-making at the top. Just as the teacher has the final say in the classroom, the heads of school make decisions for their staff. The power is in the position. In the expert structure, there are clear layers of hierarchy that separate who is responsible for what. Typically, you see principals and vice principals in one strata of responsibility and teachers in another. Now, there will be teachers who have additional roles, such as head of a department or a subject, but typically, their range of choices has been predetermined and set by the layer of hierarchy above them. In a coach school, the shape is a star. In a coach school, the coach teacher uses student data to inform how they will teach. They use data to set individual progress goals for each student to approach or surpass the expectations in the curriculum. So you'd probably see different groupings in their class, working on the same topic, but at different levels, or with different final goals in mind. If education were a journey, the coach works to push for each student's personal best. Unlike the expert approach, where the teacher has autonomy to teach as they wish, in the coach school, there is a team approach to teaching. You'll see teachers collaborating with teachers above and below their grade level, and possibly even across departments, because there is a school-wide approach to teaching, perhaps relying on specific programs or models. Asking coaches to offer constant differentiation requires a lot of work for just one teacher. Therefore, in a coach school, the work is shared across a team of coach teachers who contribute to and gain from the work of others. Think of this as the philosophy where you are part of a team and the team is greater than the sum of its parts. The coach school spreads authority and decision-making power among its staff. Unlike the expert school, where power is concentrated at the top, in the coach school, authority is distributed across different roles, such as assessment or curriculum coordinators and instructional coaches, giving them more say in decisions that impact the school. While there is still a hierarchy and some top-level decision-making, the power doesn't come from a position, but rather from uniting a team around a common goal and building agreement. The shape of a counselor school is a circle. In a counselor school, the counselor teacher works with the student to co-create personal curriculums by inquiring into topics and skills that are of relevance and importance to the student and their community. The student and teacher decide on the student's learning by negotiating what is learned, how it is learned, where, when, and with whom. The teacher, as counselor, serves to help by asking questions to expand the student's current perspective and assist in pointing out blind spots. Unlike the expert or coach approaches, there is no predetermined curriculum. There might be a set of transdisciplinary skills or concepts to be explored over time, but how these are approached will be negotiated between the student and teacher and not determined by the teacher's preferences, data-driven teaching, or predetermined school-wide approaches. If education were a journey, the counselor teacher is helping a student chart out their own personal path. This is the philosophy of create space where groups can collaborate and decide together on what's meaningful. The counselor school structure, like a circle, spreads authority and decision-making around the entire school and flattens the hierarchy. Hierarchy is spread horizontally across a variety of circles within the school community, where all voices are viewed as equal. Unlike the expert and coach school, where authority is held by staff, the counselor school extends to include students, families, and even community members into its decision-making processes that aim for the consent of each individual involved. Consent in the counselor school means reaching a decision that is acceptable to all, or a decision that is at least not opposed by anyone. Power lies in the group's capacity to collaborate effectively, problem solve together, and reach collective consent on the group's direction. As a member of the community, you have the right to have your voice heard, but you also have a responsibility to contribute. There are overlapping circles, each with an area of responsibility. Each circle has its own autonomy and decision-making authority, but it must foster collaboration and consensus with the other interconnected circles. Within these circles are roles. These roles are not fixed, and the person who has them can be decided upon by group consent. The alignment of culture and structure are necessary for a thriving school. Each structure supports a specific type of teaching. To learn more about the 3 types of school, take our free survey. It's less than 3 minutes and will tell you about your school's current culture and structure, and will give you what you need to get started on your next steps.